Well, welcome to another special edition of Between the Studs.
Guys, I think it's really appropriate that we have this 1986 Rolls-Royce out here overlooking this brand new model home of ours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and from here you can really see and feel how that front exterior really mirrored that rolling hill that goes down to the Willow Creek and Bicentennial Woods Park.
You're right, Luke. This reminds me of the European countryside with all of the rolling terrain. So the Monaco, it's set just a great setting because we do have the rolling backyard with all of the terracing.
Now, this lot is really what inspired our architectural style that we call the Modern European Chateau style for this magnificent home.
And at Granite Ridge, you know we love history, we love bringing things full circle. So we brought this Rolls-Royce out here. This is a beautiful piece of engineering. It's way ahead of its time. It's a 1986 Rolls-Royce Corniche 2. Now, we designed our home so that way it had all of those same luxuries. It's way ahead of its time. And we made sure that we put everything into it to make sure that there's comfort, livability, and it matches that European style that we love and know.
And the word cornice, it means road cut into the side of a hill. So we've got our car here that's the cornice, and then we've done that with our beautiful Monaco home. We've cut it into the side of the hill.
And it's also interesting that Rolls-Royce would have picked the name Cornice for one of its car models because it's a high coastal road that is along the French Riviera overlooking the Principality of Monaco. So there you can see the tie-in. But that road it was very beautiful, but it required a high performance car to get up and around that road. And so it blends the high performance with the quality, just like Granite Ridge does with its homes.
Well, and what I love is that we named this home the Monaco. And it's really interesting that it comes from the 6th century word in Greek that is monoikos. Mono meaning single and ikos meaning home. So single home. It really has come together so well.
And there's a lot of mythological ties between Monaco and Monoikos. You know, the story goes Hercules made his way into the Monaco area, forced out all of the other gods, and then the people of Monaco built a temple to Hercules, and then now it is that single home of Hercules.
And we call this home chateau-esque. The word chateau means manor or country home of nobility. It's a French word.
Now, just looking at the elevation of the Monaco behind us, you really see a lot of those European chateau style features come into this home. The steep pitches, the 12-12 pitches on the gables, and then we have a lot of dormers breaking up that roof line as well.
Yeah, and we've got over 100 casement windows in this house, and bet you didn't know this, but casement windows were invented in France. And another very French thing is that front entry with those exposed beams.
And then we have a huge front porch. It's very inviting. It's nice and deep for sitting. We have metal roof accents. And then the board and batten gives it a nice vertical look.
This home really is the perfect home on the perfect lot. I am so excited to show you more.
All right, guys, let's get going.
I think there's a cornice right down there by that pond. Now. There's about a 30-foot drop.
Let's see how close we can get to it.
You stop it.
Whoa!
Stop.
Welcome to Between the Studs. We are Granite Ridge Builders, custom builders serving northern Indiana, northwest Ohio, and also parts of southern Michigan. We have been building custom homes for almost 2 decades, and we're really passionate about what we do. So join us today as we explore the processes, the trends, and also tips that characterize today's new home. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back. We are sitting in front of this beautiful, magnificent model showcase home we call the Monaco. Can you guys believe this is our 15th episode talking about the process? Now, do you guys have any favorites that people might want to watch after they see this one?
I'm not sure it's my favorite, but we definitely had the most fun with the plumbing episode. I think that's undeniable.
Duty calls, that was the one.
And then there was a guy named Thomas Crapper. Thomas Crapper.
Yeah.
Okay, mine's a little bit more adult with it, everything, and that was when we were doing the drywall show and Mike was doing the drywall shuffle thing.
Oh, yep.
I was the one on stilts.
That's impressive. Impressive.
Less skill.
For me, it's always going to be fire, and that would be watching Mike and Luke almost set the stage on fire, trying to prove the insulation was fireproof.
Yeah, we had it all under control.
All right, guys, let's reel it back in here. So we are 7 months removed from this just being a wooded lot with a huge steep drop off on the back. We've completely transformed this. We've built a house on it. It's now a beautiful walkout basement, 3/4 of an acre, and we have a private view of Willow Creek and Bicentennial Acres.
If you've been following with us all that time, we've shown you the entire process from the design to the lot selection to the digging of the basement to foundation, framing, roofing. We did our rough electrical, plumbing, HVAC, insulation, and drywall, which brings us to today.
That's a lot.
And if you missed any of those shows, or you just want to find out more about the process, or you're just a glutton for punishment, go back and you can find all these episodes on our website. And of course, like we said, several of us would say that there are many reasons that you should probably check out the plumbing show.
Oh, absolutely. Well, in today's show, I'm really excited because we are going to be talking about this beautiful home behind us and how we got the architectural style that we did, which we call the Modern European Chateau style. Plus, I'm really excited, we're going to be talking about the art of application and why the materials that we chose are in the spots they are and why we chose what we did for this beautiful home.
So the biggest part about this is, how did we start with this spectacular home? Well, you got to start off with the land. This was not our first look at land. We looked at 5 other, lot sizes and lot spots before we picked this beautiful location.
Yeah, it's said about architecture that architectural design responds to the existing conditions. And this lot, by the way, we're only 10 minutes to Crazy Pins. but we had to deal with woods, we had to deal with rolling terrain. There was even a cliff back there, and then it falls down to this woods, a nature preserve, and this meandering creek. Just a beautiful lot with some challenges.
Yeah, it's one of a kind, I would say.
Absolutely. Now, this lot really inspired us and reminded us of the French countryside with some gentle rolling hills. Also reminded of us some European vineyards without the vines, maybe. Probably what inspired the whiskey and wine room down in the basement.
I definitely think that would help.
So the lot and location really inspired this architectural design. We felt it was important, though, to come up with our architectural design before we did the layout or the floor plan of the home. So of course we came up with Chateau because of the setting, with some European flair as well, and then we wanted to put a modern twist on that. So Modern European Chateau is what it is.
And I think this French Rolls-Royce Corniche 2 was really good inspiration for today's show. Wow. You guys remember when we came up with this style? We went through a couple other ones before that. The first one that we really considered was Modern Prairie.
And Tony, I loved, a few years ago, we built a gorgeous model that was Modern Prairie. It was about $900,000 over in Tullymore, and people still call us today about that house.
True, and we did do that. Now, we also came up with Modern Industrial.
But we've done the Modern Industrial before, also in Tullymore. That was about a $1.5 million house, and it was beautiful, wonderful, but we got to go with something different here.
And I don't know who came up with this one, but Modern International. And I don't know, Luke, you didn't like that one real well.
Yeah, the flat roofs, don't love those.
Now, another one that we've really embraced around here for the last 4 or 5 years is Modern Farmhouse.
I'm all for a
That's
modern
my style,
farmhouse.
too.
Yes, but we still have a modern farmhouse up in Grayston Heights. Those beautiful copper metal roof accents. It's about $800,000 a model home we have up there. So we said, let's try something different because we already have one.
Yeah, and then another one somebody really was trying to get us to do was Modern Craftsman.
I love the Craftsman design. It's been around for a few years now, but it speaks of quality and beauty and strength, and I just love craftsmanship.
Actually, I kind of did too, but I think we got outvoted. And then the last one we really didn't consider except for one person, Modern Gothic.
I'm telling you, the Modern Gothic, I mean, Luke said he didn't want to do industrial because of the flat roof. You don't have that with Modern Gothic.
That man is dark.
I've even offered to buy it after the fact, but I can't afford it.
Well, hey, if you help us roof it, maybe we've got a deal.
That's right.
All right.
Don't you remember the Addams Family song?
Da-da-da-da.
Hey, I can do Gomez.
All right, so why Chateau then for the style?
Chateau has a lot of different things that we've incorporated into the home to really accentuate that design feature. One of them being a large, magnificent entry. I also love that this house is going to be kind of grand and luxurious, but comfortable and livable. That's a big point for us. And then also a distinct feature on the exterior are the steeped, pitched roof gables.
We also added some modern twists with metal roofs. We also have wrought iron railing. And we're going to have some gorgeous, sophisticated landscaping. So in summary, this is going to be very relaxing, inviting, lots of warm, earthy tones. So we think it'll appeal to everybody.
So we got a little bit of French, got a little bit of Italian, got a little bit of old world, and then like me, a little bit of modern.
Oh yeah.
Well, hey,
So we got,
Lonnie, it sounded like you explained me there. I've got a little French in me, a little more Italian, but I've got a lot of charm.
Right.
And he's also got a lot of ego.
so we've got modern European chateau style, and we call it the Monaco.
So our next step was to develop a floor plan in conjunction with this exterior elevation, so that way we could really keep all of that charm of the European style embedded in this house.
But I'm really excited about what we got coming up. Now, in order to explain the evolution of how we went from our drawing to get to the architectural style we wanted on the exterior front elevation, our architectural drafting team developed these sketches that we're going to walk you through this entire process.
First thing, first part, sketch. And it may sound really simple, but when you're looking at a 10,000 square foot house and you're starting off with just a very basic sketch, not always easy, but it's always the first step you have to do.
And we're starting out here with 111 feet of just horizontal lines as we look at this beautiful landscape of a home. So what we're doing on the backside too, we've got this beautiful ravine and it's nestled right into the cliff there to make it look gorgeous. But again, nice clean horizontal line for the house. And it's something that I think, hey Mike, we should maybe grab those headbands, grab the corniche, see if we can go off in the ravine.
Hey, I'm in. I'm in. Dukes of Hazzard style.
Well, the second step in the process was adding the roof lines. So there was a lot of horizontal lines that we needed to break up. We did really want the horizontal roof to be a dominant feature, so we made the roof slope a 10-12 slope to accomplish this. The roof lines definitely help break up the mass for a better proportion.
Now the next sketch starts the chateau feel. We added 4 vertical high-pitched gable peaks with a very steep 12-12 slope. This broke up the long horizontal lines and gave it our chateau architectural feel. Plus 4 steep gable peaks gave it a repetitive roof rhythm that we needed.
The next picture shows the voids, which is the windows and the door openings in the large mass areas. This demonstrates how these windows and door voids reduce the weight of the large mass on the right. It gives the asymmetrical look a visual balance. We also added the horizontal front rail porch line that shows the difference of the floor levels, grounds the home, and adds that open welcome feeling of a European chateau style.
The next sketch shows a couple small changes that makes a major difference. First, we added 2 dormers that break up the 2 large roof masses. And the 7 steep sloped gable peaks add a beautiful repetitive roof rhythm that almost look like music notes on a sheet. Plus, on the sketch, we show the casement windows and the door patterns that are reminiscent of the old world charm we are all looking for in the chateau style.
In sketch 6, we start looking at that exterior ornamentation. You're looking at the siding and the stone. The rustic stone adds a great complement to the other siding materials. Also, the earthy tones and layers of textures grounds the home and porch and gives it the continuity with the land that adds to our European chateau countryside feel. The stone will also act as a great complement to our sophisticated landscape package.
This next picture here is going to show one of the biggest exterior differences that you'll see on the house. It's our 16-inch vertical board and batten. It accentuates the 6 steep pitched gables, which really contributes to our chateau architectural style that we want. It adds balance and character to the horizontal roof lines.
The last rendering depicts detail. Things like the foyer beams are solid wood, the window box, the shingles on the house, and then also the metal roof.
And then it all comes together with the color, with the rendering that we put together. We cannot wait to show you this home in person, but for right now, just take a look at how the colors all come together, how it all blends together, how it all just comes in as one big masterpiece.
Okay guys, I think we've done enough of this. Now, let's go break off and show some really in detail some of the exterior elevation and some of those materials we're going to use.
All right. Hey Mike, I think there's a kegerator downstairs. Should we do that one?
I am so down.
In this segment, Kayla and I want to talk about some of the materials, the exterior materials that we picked for the Monaco and the reasons why.
Obviously, this is one of my favorite parts of the home, and we also want to get into the exterior ornamentation, some of those details and features as to why we picked them and how it really does go with the European chateau style and why we have put it on this home.
At Granite Ridge Builders, this is a very important process. We have big tables and places in our office where we can sit down with our customers and go through what we call the art of application. So let's begin with the first product, manufactured stone.
Yes. So the stone was a really important choice. We wanted some texture. We definitely need to have something to break up the ground to the home, and the manufactured stone does that so well. It's a wonderful throwback to the European style, and we love the color. The color is what really makes it a modern flair, with the light colors, and the white mortar is a big, big difference that you see with a lot of other mortar colors and stones out there. That's what really sets this one apart.
And this is a manufactured product. In fact, a lot of it's made right here in Indiana, as I understand it.
Absolutely.
Let's move to the board and batten.
So I love the board and batten. This is a very wide home, so we want to draw your head and your eyes towards the sky. So that is why we did the vertical board and batten look, to really accentuate everything, and proportionally everything will make sense when we have the vertical board and batten. I love the style of it. The color is absolutely beautiful. As you can see, we're putting some finishing touches on those features, and it is a great material choice for this style of home.
And then a major form of siding on this house that we use is a vinyl product.
Yes.
How do you describe that and why?
Yes, so we like to do the vinyl Dutch lap. The Dutch lap is a great profile. It has another ridge in it to create some textures to it. So that is on the sides and back of the home in certain areas, because too, we also need to break up some of that color. Again, a lot of spans to this home. So we have board and batten features. We have the vinyl features with different colors playing off in the right areas.
And vinyl is very popular in this area because 50 years from now, it's going to basically look the same.
Absolutely. Now, Lonnie, we have to go to the roof. The roof is one of my favorite features of this home, and it's kind of different. You wouldn't think about that. It's a black roof, but it is not just a black roof. Now that we have the colors on this home, you can really see that this roof is a high definition and a little bit more texture going on with it.
And when you look at this house, you're going to see a lot of roof. So for that reason, we have chosen some special accents, like the metal roof, for example.
Yes, the metal roof is a perfect area, perfect accent in certain areas to break up all that black that you see.
One of the other important components of this house are the windows. We chose a Anderson casement window. It's black. And part of the reason is because if you look at the history of casement windows going back to the 18th century, it was blacksmith that actually made the frames around these casement windows, no middle sash. So hence the black color, because we're trying to go back with this house in many, many ways.
Absolutely. And another feature that stands out about these windows, which we're going to get into a lot of detail in a future show, is the grille style. So what I love about this is we went back to the architecturally correct, which is a full divided light. That grille goes from inside to outside. It's not removable, and it really makes the window pop and stand out.
Another reason we picked casement windows, guess what? They are a little more efficient than a double hung or tilt wash window as far as window efficiency goes.
Now, Lonnie, speaking of the window, we have to talk about what's behind us, and what's going to be behind us is a window box. I love this little feature. Again, I think you've said before that seems like we're going back in time,
right,
but it's really a great accent to break up the stone, have some beautiful color when you first approach the home.
Going through some of those established neighborhoods in Fort Wayne, I can still see some window boxes with those beautiful spring flowers.
Absolutely. As you can see, there is a lot of thought that goes into everything that we've put on this home, from the style to the exterior ornamentation to the materials. We've thought about it all to create a beautiful home, and we will do that for your home as well.
Well, one of the key features when it comes to the front exterior of our Monaco model in this modern European chateau feel is the front porch. This front porch anchors this whole home. This porch is massive, 46 feet wide, 617 square feet, and it's 8 feet deep.
Yeah, and we've got a 10 feet tall elevation here inside it too, so we've got a lot of space here. Cathedral ceilings. It is just an absolutely beautiful space. It's very inviting. You can imagine just sitting here and welcoming the neighbors as they walk around and drive past. It's a really wonderful space.
It is inviting. As you walk up to the front, you walk up a couple steps, and at the entry of the porch is the cathedral ceiling, but the gables that we have, the struts, all of the millwork that's been done on this front porch is phenomenal. Also, we're going to do brick pavers.
Yes, we got the brick pavers just chosen the other day, so we've got this great feel. It's like that European, road feel. It's beautiful space up here.
Yeah, it reminds me of a village in Europe, so that's the feel we're going to get. And then the ceiling is going to be stained, but what we love about the ceiling is it's not wood. It's an aluminum product, so there's not going to be maintenance when it comes to that ceiling. Now, other key elements of this porch to bring the scale and the mass and proportion together are these columns. It's hard to even see how big these columns are, but these are 10 feet tall, and then to make it proportional, they're 16 inch by 16 inch.
It's a really important part too that these things are proportional. When you walk up, there's nothing that can really throw off a look if they aren't looking like they can carry the weight, which is what a column is supposed to do.
And these are gorgeous, they're a Douglas fir. Now we also brought in a few modern elements, so we're gonna have a wrought iron railing as well. So this front porch is going to be something you're going to want to sit out here, have a drink of lemonade with us. Now, Izzy, let's go figure out where they're going to put the swing.
Yeah, that's exciting too.
Luke, why do you give me the heavy stuff? You're like twirling it. Take the stone, the heavy stuff.
Oh, this isn't that bad. Come on, Charity.
Oh my gosh. All right. So we've been talking all about the front exterior of this house. But we're leaving out a very impressive exterior, and that's the rear exterior of this home.
Yeah, and you can make an argument that I think this might even be better than the front, because when you walk out of that door and you see this view, it really takes your breath away. Not to mention the chalet style, floating solid wood scissor trusses that are above our head. You don't know whether to look out or whether to look up.
Yeah, they're so impressive. And this back deck area, covered veranda, is expansive. You've got 1,000 square feet back here. It just goes on and on and on.
It really does. Now let's talk about just outdoor living in general. All the industry experts agree that outdoor living is a must on homes now. Every buyer wants to have that space.
They say 90% of people, it matters to them. And I don't know about you, but in my house, especially this time of year, that's where I live. I've got a screened-in back porch, I've got a TV back there, and that's where you'll find me every night.
Yeah, and outdoor living can take a lot of different looks. That could be an outdoor kitchen, outdoor fireplace. And one involvement is people are working from home. Now people are creating an outdoor office space. Now, back to this space. This space has all of that and more. So let's unpack just this upper deck portion.
So we're standing underneath the covered veranda area here, and it just underneath this is going to have so much. You can see right behind us, it has a gorgeous fireplace that can be gas or wood burning, and on either side of it comes into play some of that dining stuff.
Yeah, so on the back left side, we're gonna have a refrigerator, a sink, literally a whole operational kitchen there, and then on that right side, we will have a grill, and not just a grill. I mean, we're talking a grill. You can cook out for as many people as you need to, and best yet, it's still covered, so rain won't be an option.
Absolutely. There'll be a dining table out here, so you could go straight from the grill to the table. Don't even have to go back into the kitchen. Then you step right off of that, and there'll be an uncovered area here where you can sun yourself if you prefer. Maybe you want to work out in the sun, have another table where you could eat out in the sun. We talk a lot about maintenance free, wanting things to be maintenance free. This composite deck material makes that maintenance free. All of this up here, and we've put an underlayment too, so it's not going to leak through to that open deck area. Maybe people remember back an old Between the Studs area episode when y'all tried to do that to me. They tried to dump water on me underneath. That's great.
Well, I know on this house, sometimes we lose perspective on how large things are. So let's cover a couple dimensions here. This covered area that we're talking about is a 28 by 22. That's larger than most people's garages alone. Then the uncovered portion, we're talking a 30 by 12, but better yet, on top of that 30 by 12, there's another 10 by 10 area. So again, we're talking over 1,000 square feet of just outdoor living space on this level only.
It is an amazing outdoor living area out here. And listen, we're just talking about the upper area. Mike and Tony D are going to tell you all about underneath too. Great outdoor living area out here at the Monaco. We can't wait for you to be able to see it.
Mike, we talked earlier in the show about how we went to 5 different locations until we found the perfect spot for this home. And one of the things we were looking for is to make sure that we had enough of a drop-off to do a walkout basement so we could really make everything just sing. And we did that with this. When you walk out of the basement, you have 1,000 square foot of covered space that's gonna welcome you into it. Now, one of the things that's really interesting about this outdoor space that we have on the lower level is part of it is a screened porch, but it's uniquely screened.
Yeah, so we have automatic screens that with the press of a button, you can raise or lower those screens. So you're essentially blocking out all bugs from coming or going in that space.
you're not going to really see that system. You're not going to see those screens if they're up at all. So we've hidden all of that.
Yeah, but you'll feel it. You'll notice
You'll
it.
definitely feel it. You'll definitely notice it. But some of the things you're going to see down here, like as soon as you walk out, bam, big fireplace that's going to be set out on the lower level of everything.
So along with that outdoor fireplace, we have an outdoor TV. We have surround sound so you can play your music at any point in time.
Not to forget that we have a pizza oven down here. We're going to have a refrigerator. We're going to have basically a whole nother kitchen down here on the outside of the basement as well as the inside.
And you can't forget about the kegerator. We're going to have a kegerator out here with multiple taps. So this place is made to entertain and host people.
See, the interesting thing about this lower level setup, when we have everything on the outside of it, it all really opens up into that basement area where you do have the golf simulator, the wine room, the whiskey room, the theater room. So if you chip in and I chip in and we get a couple other families to chip in, we'll be able to all live in this house, and I'll just take the lower level. Mike, is this what you mean?
You missed a spot right there. Come on now.
Well, I haven't graduated the white glove service yet, I guess.
Okay, hey, we got to close. I thought it was fun today, so.
I cannot wait to go in this backyard and play pickleball and entertain down there. It is going to be amazing.
Well, we learned today the exterior, the front of this house is a modern European chateau. The back is kind of a sophisticated, casual, elegant European style.
Okay, hey, does anybody have a real quick summary of what we talked about today for our audience?
You know, that's why I'm here today, Tony.
Oh no.
Is I've
Here we
got
go.
something spectacular to show
boy.
you here.
Oh no, this isn't it.
I brought some wonderful magic tricks here again to show you that as we've looked at our show today, we did talk about how things start off here with a clean palette out here on our property, nothing but the beautiful property there. But then we got to the drafting team and we started doing some amazing ideas, some dreaming, some scheming, and came up with something that would really be a great idea. Wow. So then our designers took a hold of it and they took every color and they used every color in the whole book until there was nothing left, because all of a sudden it was a beautiful exterior and interior of the home, and that is what you pay me for.
All right, okay, we got to close. Hurry,
That's
quick.
what we pay him for?
Well, thank you all so much for joining us today. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about who we are, what we do, and why we do what we do so well, please pick up the phone and give us a call. Visit our website, or even better yet, come in our front doors. We would love to talk to you about these beautiful front doors, the Monaco.
All right, guys, slow down. Whoa, wait,
hey,
we're going to go do an Ohio fire drill. Come on, get in.
Ohio fire drill, let's go.
Come on.
I cannot wait to see this shower come to life, because it is a his and her shower. Oh, no, say that. Shush. Shush. Visit our website, or even better yet, come on in our doors. We would love to. I'm sorry. Come on in our bathroom.
I think why we do so well. And why we do what we do. Why do we do what we do?
We don't do it very well.
Oh, that's what you should say. Why we do what we do so well.
What we do and why we do what we do so well. Please. I got it all in there that time.
Doo-doo.
Just say doo-doo, come on.
Don't say doo-doo.
That's what I always say. What we do and why. I'm sorry.
You know what, Izzy, stay in there.
I don't want to know where that is.
We'll just move the toilet.
Yeah, we just focus on her.
You stay over there.
Just focus on her. There we go. All right, Izzy.